completely unrelated. I guess somewhat unrelated to Overwatch versus Paladins and like fanboyism. We need a better term for that. You need to take the boy out. JJ, my friend JJ, who's a big Tool fan. He's been talking about the new Tool album for months now. It's out, and it hit #1 on the Billboard charts. And he sent me this article from this website that specializes in that style of music. And the article headline was like, Tool album hits #1 and Taylor Swift fans are pissed. And because Taylor Swift was the #1 album before, also I haven't been buying anything from the shop. And it captured all these tweets from Taylor Swift fans that are mad that Taylor Swift is no longer #1, and they were saying things like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stream this new album nonstop, and who the hell is Tool, and so on and so forth. And I think it was funny that JJ was like, on one hand, he was like, look at these Taylor Swift fans who are like so salty about Tool and they don't know who Tool is and so on and so forth, but then at the same time he's also referencing an article that like goes out of its way to antagonize Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
So like, you're just calling the kettle calling the pot black or whatever. I can't remember the expression.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the expression.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's silly. I cannot get as invested in things like other people's successes.
It's weird. I mean, I love stuff, and well, I mean, I shouldn't say I don't understand it, because I was very stubbornly into Nintendo stuff and would not touch anything PlayStation or Xbox for a long time as well, but I don't know, like looking back at that was really dumb.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And I still love Nintendo, but like, what have they really done for me to be like, you know what, I'm never gonna buy any other video games or play any other consoles. Sonic the Hedgehog, who cares?
I think when you're young, it just becomes part of your identity. Like,
yeah,
like doing things like other media becomes your identity, and that's why it becomes like you become so passionate about like defending it. But then like you get older and you realize, oh, there are other aspects to me that exist, and I am a fully formed human being who doesn't need to like identify myself based on what I like. But I know there are full-grown adults who also like get mad about Taylor Swift not being #1.
And also, Metacritic recently had to remove a bunch of review bombs for Fire Emblem Three Houses and Astral Chain, and a brunt of them were just like, this is only on a Nintendo platform.
So again, so ridiculous.
Oh, part of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Part of it is like money too, in that we didn't have a lot of money, and so it was just like, I'm gonna buy Super Nintendo and games for that system, like during the Sega Genesis feud thing. But like, I think about it in hindsight and how much money we spent on the Super Nintendo, and like we could have diverted some of that money and bought a Genesis and a couple of games. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
Like Shigeru Miyamoto wouldn't have been disappointed in me. Thing is, I've been a Nintendo guy my whole life. It's funny. We have been Nintendo guys our whole lives as well. And we were just talking about fanboyism and how people take it to unhealthy levels. And at a certain point, I would say our enjoyment of Nintendo, I wouldn't necessarily say unhealthy, but it definitely caught, well, there are things we missed out on because we were stubborn in our Nintendo loyalty.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember I wanted a PS2. Like, there are games on there that I definitely wanted, but it wasn't a Nintendo thing. So,
yeah, we completely missed the entire PS2 generation.
I remember seeing Fantavision, and I was like, that is so cool.
And Powerful Knight says, and when I told one of my cousins that I play on the Nintendo Switch, he basically said Xbox was better. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's right. Like, there's different. I don't think it's a conversation about, yo, this is better, this is worse. Like, more powerful, sure. Better online, absolutely. Does the Xbox have games I want to play? Not really. And again, not saying that lineup's not good for anyone, but it did not have the games I wanted to play. And at least not this generation. I thought it was really disappointing this gen. And with the Xbox, you can't just take the Xbox off your shelf and then pick it up and play the exact same game anywhere you go with no real loss in performance. So the Switch is a different thing. I didn't want to argue with him, so I just didn't say anything. That's fair. It's hard to reason with people in their fanboyism. I'd say there are aspects of Xbox that are better. Sure. Would I just say, like, oh yeah, don't play Xbox period, or don't pick an Xbox One over a Nintendo Switch? Like, no. And it also depends. There are people who, depending on what you like to play and how you play, absolutely get an Xbox over a Switch.
Enemy killing spree.
I will say though, the Switch is really good.
So good.
But yeah, not throwing shade at Xbox or Xbox players. The Xbox has definitely turned itself around in some respects. Having the Xbox One X to close the power gap has helped. And I think that system is selling pretty well. And the Xbox Game Pass stuff looks great. I don't have Game Pass, but if I was an active Xbox player, like, it seems like a really great value.
Yeah.
There we go. And Powerful Knight says, and when I explained to one of my friends that the Switch is portable, which I liked, and he said, well, I don't like portable because everyone can look at what I'm playing.
Okay.
I don't see what the problem is there. Like, so what? I'm playing this awesome game. Aren't you jealous that I'm playing this awesome game? Like, unless you're playing stuff that you're actually embarrassed for other people to see, but then, like, I don't know. Like what you like, man. It's not like, I see people playing Switch on the train a lot now, and people are playing, you know, like adults playing Pokemon and stuff. Like, it's fine. Who cares?
People who like feel self-conscious about public.
Yeah. He says,
really large.
I guess he doesn't like nosy people. You can get those, like, screen overlay things which don't let other people see unless they're looking head-on on your screen as well. Like, if you're really that concerned about other people seeing your stuff.